Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I'm not saying that the gifting event is not exciting to certain players or to certain progression levels. As always, the people who benefit the most from the gifting crystals themselves are not the top progression tiers, believe it or not. They're not Paragon players and certainly not Valiant players. They're Conqueror players. They're uncollected players. They're players that normally are happy to open 4 and 5 star champions and crystals, and suddenly they're opening 6 and 7 star champions. They're happy to open tier 4 and tier 5 basic, suddenly they're open tier 6 basic. Tier 1 and tier 2 alpha, suddenly tier 3 alpha. But I have been asked specifically in a follow-up request video to the video I put out on Saturday regarding Kabam Mike's tongue-in-cheek 8-star discussion, where if you missed it, he stated in a response to the anger about the gifting event between the point system changes and also the lack of opportunities to become Valiant outside of Necropolis and spending a ton of money and units during what is now, of course, Cyber Week over, because you can't get those back. There is a lot of frustration. And personally, if I worked at Kabam, Lord help me, I would have said, look, y'all, we need rank 3 7 stars around kind of in between the Deadpool spring cleaning event and the July 4th event of 2025. If they had saved rank 3 7 stars, which remember, 7 stars don't have 5 ranks, they have 6. So if they'd started with rank 2 7 stars instead of rank 3, and then move that to next year, then you could talk about rank 4 7 stars in 2026. I really think if you're going to even joke about 8 stars, it should be like, certainly after 2025, but really closer to 2030. And I thought that's what Kabam wanted too. But they were such in a hurry to get the next progression title out that everything was rushed, which we've seen that before. That is not a unique moment in MCOC history, but what is unique is the lack of opportunities, even with a ton of money spent, to get Paragon accounts that, by all accounts, especially if you've completed Necropolis, and look, there's such a big difference between completing Necropolis and exploring Necropolis. I could technically explore Necropolis right now with the units I have, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. I know I can throw in my Ascended rank 5 6-star Aegon and just unit man through. But between the hours and, for me, it would be the difference between 2 rank 3 7 stars and 3. It's just the cost benefit analysis is not worth it, even though several of you have said, Prof, I will literally donate to your channel if you explore Necropolis live. And that's very generous of you to offer. But I'm also engaged, and if I'm going to spend 20 hours on something this holiday, I want it to be treating my fiance to a wonderful meal and not broadcasting that night. Not doing a 10-hour stream or 2 10-hour streams or whatever. So, I appreciate the support. And if this was like the abyss level of where my life was X amount of years ago, I think it'd be different. But I'm just not in the same place, and I never will be in the same place again as I was 4 years ago on this channel. And that's why it means so much to me when my videos get any views now. I don't care if it's 50 views, because I get that I'm in a unique position right now where, just as I am in a semi-retired alliance, I feel like I'm in a semi-retired state on YouTube. Not to the extent that I'm stopped putting out even a few content a day, but just in what I'm willing to do. It's also why I only did 1 interview this year. I missed the interview series, but I can do, in less time than it takes me to record 1 interview, 2 days worth of content recorded. Now, will the revenue be different? Of course, but to me, it's about rewarding my loyal subscribers with more content every day, more than it is huge, long videos anymore. With that being said, if Kabam doesn't take the feedback seriously when it comes to taking the rank 3 7-star materials, which of course specifically we're discussing tier 3 Alpha Catalyst fragments, because tier 6 class Catalyst have come down a little bit in cost and rarity for Paragon players. Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha have come down a lot, though not as much as, of course, if you're Valiant and you've got those juicy daily crystals to open. But in general, Tier 4 Alpha is still almost impossible to get, and need I remind you that without cash or units, it is still very difficult to get Tier 6 Class Catalyst Fragment selectors in side quests and other places where Tier 6 Class Catalyst show you, and usually it's like a 5% or a 10% crystal, which when you need 3 of them to rank up a 6-star to rank 5, or in this case you need 5 of them to take a 7-star to rank 3, it's just not realistically going to happen. So, Kabam only has themselves to blame. They put themselves in this position. And if Kabam Mike is serious, and who knows if he actually is, with wanting to take constructive feedback to improve the event, you need to at least give summoners who are Paragon 1 fully formed guaranteed Tier 4 Alpha Catalyst. They need 3. So it's not like you're giving them a guaranteed way to become Valiant, though honestly, that's a great way to make more money. But the drop rates for Tier 4 Alpha are going to be so small in those 300 units crystals that you're going to have people that maybe get it once, and let's say you get 25% of one after spending 8,000 units on greater gifting crystals or greater banquet crystals. That's a ripoff. That's going to make those players even more upset. And it's going to make me say, if you want to do something smart with the 8,000 units, if you haven't even completed Necropolis, do your best to rank up and ascend even if it's your 5-star Aegon, but ideally a 6-star, and then spend those units on revives and at least get halfway to Valiant by guaranteeing you that rank up for your 7-star, because when you complete Necropolis, it gives you the 7-star rank 2 to rank 3 rank up gem crystal, which is, yes, the 1 out of 6 class-based RNG, but it still is guaranteeing you 1 rank 3 7-star of the class that you happen to stop and land on. Right now, though, Kabam is basically pretending like Valiant doesn't exist. It sort of feels like, from the tone of Kabam Mike and others on the forums, like you shouldn't be concerned about rank 3 7-stars. You should still be excited about Abyss Nexus crystals, which are, of course, with 6 stars. And you've got the Paragon players throwing their hands up and being like, I don't care about this. We got that for free last year. I care about a chance to become Valiant, and not like a small chance, a real chance. And Kabam's going to say, then explore Necropolis, or shut up. And if you complain, we're just going to throw out the idea, whether it be joking or just in fear of bringing 8 stars in the game in a year. Which, again, don't even joke about that. No one benefits from seeing the phrase 8 stars on any forum post, even in jest. The game feels like it was just yesterday that 7 stars were introduced, and now rank 3 is halfway through. They fumbled the bag. No other way for me to say it. They fumbled it. So, give Paragon players a guaranteed 1 Tier 4 Alpha, 1/3 of the way to a second Valiant attempt, or the second 7-star rank 3 to become Valiant, and that's my solution at minimum. Kabam probably won't listen, but there is a constructive solution for you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.